everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fangirlz Got Issues. Today, we're going to be talking about Marvel Comics Fearless, an anthology series which is written by all ladies, like all creators, left, right, and center, from editors, writers, people
Colorists,
who
yeah.
colorists who sewn the book together. Everyone is ladies all over the place. Ladies rock, hurrah! And
Yay.
to help with this, another my lady crime partner in crime, Kristen, how are you doing today? For a second there, oh my god,
I'm ready to talk about this.
You're ready to talk about it.
I'm ready to talk about it.
Because hey, listen, if you are someone who came here and then thought that, oh, these ladies are talking about lady comics, they're probably all about this. Well, think again, because what you're gonna see potentially going to blow your mind. So
maybe
of one of those troll nature, calm down, listen us in, because we may be a bigger troll than you on this.
It's true.
You never know.
We got to start by saying we love this concept. We think it's really, really cool. All ladies, we love that. There's a lot of creators involved that we really love. Like Kelly Thompson, we love her. So that's good. That's a good thing.
Pamela Bonvillain, who we love as a colorist from another book that we're going to be talking about soon. Then I'm not sure, all the other ladies who are in. Rachel Rosenberg, who I have met. I love her. She's amazing, amazing colorist as well. So yeah, there's a lot of people involved in this that we love. But we have thoughts, people. We have thoughts. So today we're going to be talking about issue 1 and issue 2. So this is supposed to be an anthology series, so maybe not be in Marvel 616 continuity. So it's just kind of like a side, but you can also think of it as a thing. So the main story of this is there is a empowerment camp for young women that invited Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, and Invisible Woman, Sue Storm are the same person. Storm, for the X-Men, and who I have written so many fan fiction. It's unbelievable. And Captain Marvel, who were invited to speak to this, and then so first issue kind of is all about them getting ready to get there. Issue 2 kind of shows are more in terms of the camp, and I don't know if you know, Kristen. I am kind of obsessed with Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. I don't know if you knew that.
Didn't know. Never heard of her.
I'm kind of. This is probably the first time you're hearing this. She's in it, and put me in such a moral quandary. I'm like, oh my god, now I have to love it, because if there's Kamala Khan in it, it could be the shittiest story ever. I'm like, oh, I love it, you guys. I'm just buys my thing. And then on top of that, there's all these side stories that are happening kind of at the back end of it. And so that's kind of what it's about. So, Kristen, tell us, how did you feel about this?
Well, I think the best way for me to go about this, it's not really a spoilery thing, but as you said, the main story it's called Campfire Song. It's about this camp. It's written by Shauna McGuire. She's doing Spider-Man Ghost Spider, getting a lot of rave reviews for that. And here's the deal. Like you said, that's the main story, and it ends, and it says to be continued. So that continues into issue 2. I think this would have been I would have felt way different about it if they would have put all of the camp story in one issue, finish that out, and then maybe the next issue can be all these mini stories, and then maybe the next one could be a whole nother full story. And I would have liked that a lot more, because I'll tell you what, when I read this, just the first issue, and the Campfire Song story just ended and nothing really happened because it wasn't a full story, I was so mad. Because essentially nothing happened. It was just set up for this camp and nothing happened.
So regular viewers know you do not care for nothing burgers.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's what it was. And I'll tell you what else. The second story, which is called Style High Club by Leah Williams. I don't know what else she's done. Did you mention? Because I feel like I
She
know her name.
She has done. She's currently writing a Gwenpool miniseries, which I'm going to save that my thought on that for another issue because we cannot both be angry bitches in the same episode.
We
But
can.
yeah, but and then she also wrote one shot with Emma Frost, which I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
That I
And
liked, but it's
I
one
think
shot.
there's something in Boom that maybe she did that I liked because I really recognize her name, but I can't put my finger on it. So I
Okay.
apologize for that. But I'll tell you what, this story, which was just about like fashion pretty much, am I missing something in remembering that?
No,
Like, that's pretty much what the whole story was about. Guess how much I hated it? The most. I hated it the most.
the
So I
mostest.
really hated that story. I felt like I wasted my whole life reading it. Like it was really bad. And then the story at the end is literally 3 pages, and that made me mad too because it could have been a more entertaining story because you had Jessica Jones and your girl who I can't remember her name.
Elsa Bloodstone,
Yeah,
and written by Kelly fucking Thompson.
yeah, she needed more than 3 pages. Like why did we just get a 3 page Kelly Thompson story? That offended me.
Right, and the thing is,
I
like,
loved her. That offended
it's
me.
it's one of the cutest story ever because it's like just Elsa is calling Jessica Jones, and I love their relationship from Jessica Jones, like the first arc that Kelly Thompson did for her on like her digital ongoing. Um, so I was super excited because Elsa is like, "Come here." Oh my god, what's going on? And then there's like she's like Jessica's like, who are you talking to? What's going on? And then she comes and then they're all in a jail cell and all these like female character like heroes that we know and are all babies, like they're all babies and they're just running around and Elsa's like, I hate this, I can't deal with it. What a awesome concept, but as you mentioned, it's only 3 page and we're like, oh,
It's
that's
3 pages,
cute.
so it made me hate it. Because I was like, I need more than this. This is annoying. It's 3 pages of nothing.
Wait, you hate a Kelly Thompson story?
She's 3 pages is not a story like that. That's some nonsense, is what that is. That's what that is. So it made me mad.
Yeah, but I just didn't understand what the Leah Williams part was about because none of those characters are Marvel characters, as far
Oh
as
my
I know.
gosh, I was confused the whole time. I was like, who are these people talking about fashion and
I
wearing weird dresses? And I don't understand.
I honestly thought one of them will turn out to be Mary Jane because Leah Williams is writing a Mary Jane miniseries. So I thought that one of them is going to be that, but it wasn't because she's involved in fashion world as well, but it wasn't. So
I just think whoever decided to like split up that campfire story really kind of jacked this whole thing up.
it's a lady editor too. Let's be mad at them.
I'm
Like,
mad at her.
what did
I am. I'm mad at her because like
you?
that story is interesting because when you get to issue 2, it continues. Your girl's in it, and
Oh,
I'm interested, and I want to know more about it. And the second issue was way better than the first one.
so
And
let's
also
talk.
this is part 2 because it's not done. And just put the whole thing in an issue. Let me read it, and then I'll read these other side stories if you really want me to. Like,
I mean, it's a marketing ploy. That's all it
but
is.
it's dumb. It
I
makes me
know.
mad. If I would have just like picked up issue 1 like out of nowhere, which I pretty much did, and we didn't plan to continue reading this, I'd throw this in the trash can. I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm done because you're making me mad. That's what I would do.
Right, but the thing is, like, the issue 2 is kind of because we talked about before about like grabbing you on the first issue. It didn't do that. It failed to do
Yeah.
that. And the thing is, the second issue, the story where it ended in second issue, if all of that was in first issue, then you'd be
Yeah.
like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
there's
I'd
a
be very
mystery.
interested. Yeah.
There is a mystery because I mean, we can go ahead and like in the second issue, it kind of turns out that not everything is as good as it seems to be. Like,
Yeah.
because Kamala's on top of that because she's like,
Mhm.
this is like she's like, who are these
She's
people?
investigating. She's
Yeah,
figuring out what's up.
she's figuring out what's up because everything is too good to be true. Something
Mhm.
is really not jiving. Like, what is this camp that she never heard of?
Mhm.
And there is this, oh yeah, you wanna Geico? You wanna
Yeah,
say?
I'm showing up, Geico.
Yeah.
She's wearing a cape. Oh.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, who are these people and why, how they have invited these three super ladies who are always busy and then brought them here? Like, what's going on? So she's kind of investigating that, and it kind of ends with that because it's like something is really not right. But all of this, as you mentioned, needs to be in issue 1.
Yeah. And then if they just wanted to do like other little stories, maybe stagger them. So Campfire Story issue 1, mini stories issue 2, another full story issue 3. How about that Kelly Thompson one? And then issue 4 could be more minis. Like, I don't know why they didn't do that. But I'm bothered by it because now I want to know what happens with this Campfire Story. So I guess they got me, but I'm still bothered.
Bothered. Do you want to say what you told me? Like, something about judging?
Not even remember now. We just talked about it. I don't remember.
You said, I'm like, are you sure you wanna do that? Because we're not feeling very good about this. Do you want to do this? And she's like, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna judge these bitches.
Yeah, because it's like we really do love this concept. We are all about female editors and colorists, and this doesn't happen enough. And it's really cool that Marvel wanted to do this. Yeah, it's a marketing thing because they people like us would pick it up, right?
Right.
But it's given these women opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have had, which is awesome. I just think they could have done it differently. And let's go on to issue 2, the mini stories within that. So there's also Night Nurse, A Cape of Her Own, which was about what's her name? I can't think of her name now.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Linda Carter.
Yeah, Linda Carter. Yeah.
I didn't love that. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. And so that one was kind of whatever. And then the last story, which was an X-23 story, that could have been a whole. Let's do the issue 1 Campfire Song, issue 2 a whole X-23 story because we love those characters.
So you were saying make a true anthology where one issue takes care of one story, and then make that like 4, 5, 6 issue long, like every one. But yeah, you know what?
Yeah, because this X-23 story, 3 issues as well, or 3 pages as well.
What? Who is that written by? I'm sorry, I forgot that.
I forgot to. Eve Ewing.
Eve Ewing. That's a wasted talent as well.
Yeah, it's like give Kelly Thompson a whole damn issue and give Eve one because I would have enjoyed more of that too. It's kind of like the baby story. It's like, well, but give me the whole thing. Like this doesn't feel like the whole thing to me.
Because now I want to know how they became babies. Like what happened?
Like there's more to that.
Right.
You can't get a story out of 3 issues. What are we doing here? Like
3 pages. Yeah.
3 pages. I keep saying that. I'm sorry.
And then it says like the end with a question mark. You're like, what do you mean the end with a question mark? Although I gotta say, Kristen, I saw that cover with all those babies and then Elsa sitting.
You had to have it. Yeah.
I had to have it, and I ordered it.
They got you. They pulled you in.
They pulled me in.
So I guess what we're trying to say is we're still going to support this situation, but they could have done it differently.
We're going to support this grudgingly. We're going to hate support this. Like,
I am really enjoying the Shauna Maguire story. I really am enjoying that, especially with issue 2. Issue 2 things happen. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to know what's going on now. This would have been a great just one issue thing.
I do want to say though, I did like issue 1, the relationship between Sue and Richard. That was really cute.
But nothing happened. Sure, but nothing happened.
I don't know.
There's a lot of setup.
I'm a sucker for them. Like, I was like, oh, they're so cute together. And, I liked that. And so they got my lady heart with that.
I feel that.
My little girl heart who cannot handle like action, they really got me. Like,
but then you got to that fashion story and you were like, what is that?
What is this? Oh my God. I don't understand Instagram. I'm a cranky old lady. Oh my God.
I really don't know what that was.
Like, remember, like, it was just, I don't know, because I actually frantically was looking for it. I'm like, are these any of this Marvel character? Who are they? They're not. I don't know them. So I don't know what they are.
I don't know them either.
I think like she's like, I don't know. Yeah. One of these days we're going to get back and we're going to talk about Gwenpool series because I saw the first issue. I'm like, oh no, this is not happening to my girl. But it's happening. Anyway. All right. Well, as with all other thank you so much for joining us and listening us, Lady Rand.
Yeah, if you guys have read Fearless, let us know what you're thinking about it. Are you also annoyed like I am about how they're doing this? Like,
Yeah,
let me
just let us
know.
know, and then we're going to come back with issue 3 and 4 at some later date, to talk in Fangirls Got Issues. If there's other single issues that you want us to tackle, because we are now doing single issue things, let us know. We're gonna read them and we're gonna talk about them. I don't know. Maybe we'll mix it up. Give us one that you know we're not gonna like,
Yeah.
to see how we react to it. I mean, why not? Just bring
And we
someone.
could love it. You don't know, really, right?
Yeah, you never know. So
Plot
yes,
twist.
so let us know, and then we're gonna come back with other new things that we there's like so many that we are talking about, and subscribe. That's how you're gonna know when we're dropping it. We'll subscribe, and that's how you're like follow us in all our Instagram and Facebook and all of that jazz. And then we're gonna be back soon. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much, Kristen, for joining me in this rant.
Oh, thank you.
All right, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.